Sorry, folks. I was reviewing the slides and then I did a trade and I said, oh yeah, I got this flash me. Sorry about all that. Hope everybody's doing well. Well. Let me get my chat up here where I can communicate. Will everybody give me a check-in? Hey, this is Joe from Little Rock, Tennessee. Type in something. Hey, John. Hello, Bob. Got a Bob from Phoenix and a Bob from Coronado, California. The other Joe, I got a lot of Joes. I got a Joe from Boston. Stevens from Bermuda. Hello, Rob, Dave, Melbourne, Florida. Hey, Roger. Sue says was from Boston at some point, but she's in Colorado now. Hey, Alfonso. Hector. All right. Uh, Let me ask a question. Who's in T and T? Did y'all make that put trade we made today? Anybody make that trade? The trade we did? What do you think about that? Pretty good, huh? Anybody still in it, or they just take the profit? A trade like that you can milk a little bit. That's a good way. Good thing. Yeah, I told Jonathan, I said, that's good, Timothy. I did that too. Not getting alerts, huh? David, send Rowe at DTI Trader thing. He'll get you straight. Ready to go, David? I didn't check. Did we get filled on that TLT? Yeah, I'm not showing I'm filled just quite yet on the TLT. All right, well, let's get into it. I got something I really want to show you, and then I'll come back around at 3. So, first of all, thanks for coming. I told you I'd do this morning, and when I say something, I do it, don't I? That's pretty good. All right, risk involved in trading, past performance not indicative of future results. The market, would y'all like to know what's going on in the market before I go any further? Would anybody like to know that? Okay, well, I'm gonna give it to you for being here. Here's what's going on. The market's making new highs, and then it retraces those new highs, comes down not as low as it did before, and then you can get back in the same trades again and again and again. It's a wonderful trader's market if you use my technique. If you get all lost in all that other mess, you won't be good, okay? Anyway, I'm just saying, okay? So just pay attention. I've been here before. I've seen this. This reminds me, did anybody see the movie Groundhog Day? Groundhog Day? Where they kept replaying the same day over and over again? That's the way this market is. This is this is the groundhog market. It's the groundhog market. This is my opinion. Okay? That's what I think. Now, I want to show you how to deal with open trades. I'm going to give you a scenario here. I'm going to test you. I'm going to teach you. So let's do it. Say we had an option position open with a short expiration date, maybe less than 3 or 4 days. The standard problem with options is the underlying has to move your way in a short period of time. Okay? And I would say 3 to 5 days. Inside of that, you could use this technique. Write that down. Okay? There's other techniques when you get beyond that, but 3 to 5 days. And I'm doing a lot of short-term options, next day, 2 days down the road. Okay? But you got to have a process in place to determine what you're going to do when things don't go as originally planned. Let's say we put on a position today, okay? and our expiration is tomorrow. Okay, and I'm doing a lot of those, so you got to pay attention. Here's the process. You enter that option on a Wednesday and it expires the next day. That's short term. You got to be right. So here's what I do. The overnight risk is the trade you're doing. Now, how do you make a decision to stay with that trade or go? Applies to all options. It works for all options. So you take that first reference bar called RB3 from 9:30 to 10, and I use that as my guide. And here's the way I do it. If I'm in a long position, I need the market to go higher. And overnight, the market doesn't go higher, it goes lower. My decision point is watching that first 30 minutes the next morning. If it breaks below that reference bar, I just exit trade and move on. Now, is that understandable for one? Because we have a lot of, like we put on a position late in the day and the next day you try and decide what to do. That first 30 minutes is good to know. Because if it breaks that reference bar, it's going to take recovery time. And with one day to go, you don't have a lot of recovery time. However, let's go through this scenario. Let's say the stock breaks above that reference bar. Well, I'm going to stay with it at least until the next reference bar. The first reference bar is 9:30 to 10. The second reference bar is 11:30 to 12. So I'm going to hang in there and see if it does reverse, if it's higher in that bar. That's a go, no go signal for me if I'm long that option. And following that process, you'll have some losses, but following that process, you can maximize some of the ones that go your way. And it'll balance more in your favor. You understand what I'm saying? If it goes your way. Now, that's a great insight for short term options. It's easy to follow and easy to focus on. And remember, I said inside of 5 days, 4 or 5 days. Okay? Does everybody understand this point? I think this is going to help you a lot in the future, and I wanted to cover it today. 40 years. I don't know if I've ever formally covered that. Now, here's an example of a trade that worked and one that did not work with our 50-cent trades. On Monday, February 3rd, we entered a February 4th option expiring the next day, 5/21/22, a debit call spread. The markets that night moved down, putting pressure on our trade, while the equity option market were closed for trading. Options don't give you entry like futures do at night, so they were down. The next morning, RB was very positive on the move from RB3 to Genesis, allowing us to stay in and make money on a trade that most people probably lost money on because we had a process. Came out 6% winner, even though overnight went against it. That will slant the odds and give you a higher accuracy rate using this process. Everybody say, yes, Tom. And I want not just a simple yes. Yes, I understand. That is very important. You understand this point trading options. Okay. That's a winning trade. Now, here's what happened next. Got another example. On Wednesday, we entered a SPY position, 6/13/14 debit call spread. The markets moved sideways to slightly down overnight. But the next morning, we saw a clear negative reference bar signaling the need to exit and move on. That's an example where it was close, but no cigar, and it didn't hold up. And by the time the options opened, it was headed down. And when the reference bar signal get out, get out. Okay. That's a good example, Jonathan. Real good. I hope y'all digest that. Now, I've been talking about all these opportunities being created this month. You saw an opportunity that I took advantage of today because the market had rolled over, and I thought we might as well make a little money. Look at it again, Dave. Pay attention. There's the reference bar, Dave. See it? Been a snake, it would have bit you. It was down. It broke lower. Let's talk about opportunities created going into the month, into next week. Okay? Let me show you how this works. Would you say today, with it being down, E-mini, let's find it here. Let me find it and give it to you where you'll know what I'm talking about. NASDAQ's down 1.72. The E-mini's down almost 1.5%. That's a pretty good down day, wouldn't you say? 1.5% in a day or one and three quarters. But let's talk about an opportunity created by this going into next week. Here's three big opportunities. QQQ. The QQQ's month open was 513.47. The QQQ's 528 right now. The 3-day high is 527. On Monday, if we're above these numbers on that reference bar, we ought to be able to take a trade. Huh? You see that? Setting up for Monday on the QQQ. No, Monday on the QQQ. That's a trade I'll be looking at Monday morning. All right, let's look at another one. Berkshire. Berkshire is very bullish. It's at 481. So all I need Berkshire to do Monday going into Tuesday's be higher than that Monday's high. It'll be a trade next week. Everybody see that? That's two big trades that we can make next week after the dust settles, if they set up using next week's numbers. All right, what's the third one? NVIDIA. NVIDIA, if you look at NVIDIA, which has been flirting with its 140, is currently about 136, but it's well above its 3-day high, and it's above its month open, but it wasn't open. Hey, it wasn't above this week's opening price. But what happens Monday with NVIDIA? This is how you use the game of DTI. Guess what happens Monday? We get a new weekly open, which is going to be higher than the 3-day high in the monthly open. You see how I'm connecting those dots? If NVIDIA opens at 135, has a positive reference bar, it's going to trade up to that 141 area. That's how this works. You got to learn how this thing is integrated to make you money. This is why you're able to go in and make money. Now, the reference bars will be our key. Monday will be our key. By Tuesday, we'll have it outlined. That's why everybody loves trading with me at the first. Now, here's a spattering look at where everything is for this month. The mini is up 1%. It's at 60.38. Chances are it might test at 60.92, which is the high of the 3-day. That's your next big key number. NASDAQ is up 2.75%. The 3-day high for the NASDAQ, 207.95. The month open is 212. So the NASDAQ has already penetrated the upper limit coming into its range from 3-day high, 3-day low, but it's not below the midpoint. If you did the midpoint there, you're talking 26, about 12. I doubt if you get that low. I think the NASDAQ is probably going to turn around. We'll see. Now, the Dow, this was interesting. The Dow, using this theory, in practice, the Dow opened the month at 3 or 4 fours and a 9, had a high of 40,057, had a low of 439.65. Do you see how the Dow is a sell? That would make the diamond a sell. So you could be buying puts on diamond if they set up negative next week. So we might have a couple plays, some going up, some going down. Now the SPY opened the month at 592. 604.37. The SPY is at 60, what is that? 600 is where the SPY is. So it's also penetrated into that zone. There's the QQQ already discussed. Walmart, let's look at Walmart. Opened the month at 96.70, 96.77. The 3-day high is 96.77. The last trade was 94.47. Walmart is sort of in what I would call above its yearly open, which is 90. And if you take the midpoint of that, you're pretty well there between 94 and 95. So Walmart is in doubt. Look at Tesla, 386 month open. Would I be long Tesla with it trading at 340? Would I be long Tesla? I wouldn't have been long Tesla from 386. Look at this. How much money you save yourself knowing this kind of stuff. Palantir's got a wide range, 106 to 78. Palantir today, if you look at Palantir is down again, isn't it? Last price 103. Look at IBM. IBM takes out that 65.72 on Tuesday. It's going to go higher. NVIDIA, I already talked about NVIDIA. NVIDIA should be a good play next week, just looking at that. But I want to go through these 10 tickers with you where you could digest it, okay? Robin, I do have one service that's called Options on the Go. I look at trades for Monday Fit in the afternoon. Maybe an early start on the week, you might say. Any questions about this approach? It keeps you on the right side of the market by following these numbers this way. So, we have any more slides, Jonathan?
Last one. Until this is the last slide until your weekly wrap up officially starts at 3 p.m. top of the hour.
All right, so we'll come back. Anybody got any questions for me? I want to get this part out of the way because it's such an important, valid point, okay? And being able to take advantage of that on a monthly basis, you ought to do it. Pretty cool stuff. Hey, Jonathan, for fun, why don't you kill about 5 minutes? Is your roadmap working today?
Yes, it is.
All right, let's go to a live trade tracker and let them give you tickers. Just put a trade tracker up there and I'll do the analysis after they give you a ticker. We'll do 10 and then we'll take a break until 3 o'clock. Y'all give me a ticker and I'll look at it. Apple, put Apple in there.
Apple, just let it load in and I'll make it visible for everybody. Okay, Apple's ready to review.
Okay, let me ask a question. Is it above its monthly open? You tell me, is it above its monthly open? Is it above its 3-day high? I'm a little bullish on Apple looking at that. Its 3-day high is what, Jonathan? 233 and 245.18. It's above that. So Apple's pretty bullish. All right, give us another ticker. We'll look at it. Type it in there. USO. Put USO in there. I hadn't looked at USO today. I'll look at it. Is it above its monthly open, Marianne? It's just now breaking its 3-day low. Hey, we got that brings up pulling up crude, Jonathan. Pull crude up. Pull April crude up. Ooh, all my futures first, people. You ought to be rubbing your lips. You might get a trade for me Sunday night on crude. Look at that. We're at the brink. All right, put GLD in there. I'll call one. Put GLD. That looks good too. GLD looks good. Let's put METU. That's a good one, Mike. Let's look at it. Is it above its monthly open? It's above its 3-day low, so it's hanging in there. Put Meta in there just to compare. That's based off Meta. Put Meta in there. Let's get a number off Meta. It'll get there first. The monthly open 675. About 10 more bucks, Michael. 10 more bucks would be worst case, I think, on Meta. All right, let's do one more and let's take a break and come back at 3. Susan's been so sweet. Do SLV. Bullish silver. Setting up very nice. Look at it, silver. Now, I would consider doing a futures spread on options on silver right now. If I did it, the one I would do, here's the one I would do. I would do if I did it, already done it, that's what I'm telling. I'd do the 32.75 call, 33 call that expires in 33 days on silver. If you had a futures account, that's the one I would do. TLT, that's a great one to look at, Tammy. Put TLT in there. Oh, yeah. We got a play over in TNT that we got an order. Jonathan, don't we have an order that we We got in something like 97 cents. We're shooting for $1.42.
Yep, that's various entries, but one of them is at 97 cents. That's right.
And we're trying to get $1.42 for our profit.
Yeah. Anywhere higher than $1.40, you will be happy.
So a lot of people are crying in their beer, but we're not, are we? Because we're on the right side of history. How did we know? The pivot number I gave everybody today was what number? Anybody remember? Got to know it, Susan. 61.45. Go look at today's high in the cash market. Put another green circle for Tommy Boy on market direction. Jonathan, I'm going to come back in 28 minutes. We're going to talk about something that should make everybody happy.
Hey, Tom, I just
Okay?
wanted to check with them real quick on something. We're trying to troubleshoot some text issues. If you
You
can,
got it. I'm done.
all right, awesome, thank you. It looks like awesome, thank you, Sam. But I'm trying to figure out